everybody, and welcome to another episode of War Machines. So, last time we completed Semi-Final F, where we watched The Apprentice absolutely steamroll its way into the Grand Final, but we saw some other robots make it through to the Last Chance section, who I think absolutely have potential to claim one of those extra Grand Final spots. So today we are going to start Heat G, where another set of 12 robots will all make their debut and look to provide that lasting first impression to show that they have what it takes to make it through to the Grand Final and potentially have a real shot at winning the title. We have quite a few big names on the docket for this group, as we have with all the others, so yeah, these stacked lineups make things fun. So let's go ahead and reveal who's on the roster for tonight. Here they are. So first up we have Abattoir, who is making their official War Machines debut. They'll be looking to use that long-reach horizontal spinner to bring the pain to any of their opponents who dares make contact with them. Next up is Annie Are You Okay, who is back for their third season of this competition. They'll be looking to use that high-powered undercutter to make it a few steps further than they have in past seasons. Following that is Blip, a big name from BattleBots, who is making their debut to this series. They'll be looking to knock the competition off balance from the use of that powerful flywheel flipper. Next up on the list is Brutus, who is also making their debut to this series through the use of that effective vertical spinner and their well-armored wedge. Next up is Deadblow, a Comedy Central era BattleBot who is looking to bring the pain with that fast and rapid-firing hammer here in their first season of this series. Last up on this list is King of Bots contender Earth Shovel, who will be looking to use that lifter and their effective armor to dominate the competition. To start the second half of this list, we have Minotaur, who made the top 8 last season and are back for their third season with an updated and much better robot. They'll be looking to make it a few steps further through that deadly drum spinner. Next, we have Perfect Phoenix, who will be looking to dismantle the competition with that powerful horizontal spinner here in their debut. Following that is King of Bots contender Saturn, who will be looking to use that horizontal spinner and hammer combination to destroy their opponents. The last quadrant leads off with Switchback, who is making their debut through this series and are bringing that articulating egg beater to the fun. Then next up includes the 4 Horsemen, who are actually in the main competition for the very first time in the history of this series. They feature a cluster bot set that will be looking to overwhelm any of their opponents. Last but not least, we have Whiplash, who is also back for their third season of this series with that spinner and lifter combination. They are back with many different setups they'll be using to take down all of their opponents. So that's the list right there. We have many big names in this bunch, so I imagine there's going to be some high stakes and some high competition when it comes to earning that Grand Final spot, as we have seen in all the past heats. So there's definitely going to be a lot of fun here tonight, so I think we should go ahead and get to our first match of the night and start discussing it. First match of the episode features Switchback and Whiplash, 2 fellow BattleBots contenders, one of them making their debut to this series, the other one a War Machines veteran. To start off, we'll start talking about Switchback with that articulating egg beater. They are in here for their first season and will be looking to bring that weapon to the test. That egg beater is pretty well known for causing quite a bit of damage in BattleBots, and it's surely to do the same thing here. So, yeah, we'll have to see how well it does against their well-armored opponent in Whiplash. So Whiplash is back for their third season of this series, bringing that vertical spinner and lifter combination, which they have used several times to control many of their matchups in the past. So Whiplash has come in with many different armor setups in order to be able to counteract many of their opponents that they could take on this season. So we'll have to see which one they go with for this one. So yeah, I think a lot of that will come down to who can control the bow to this match and who starts causing damage to each other. because both of these robots have pretty effective, high-damaging vertical spinners within their arsenal that I bet will cause the other quite a lot of pain. So I think whoever emphasizes on that better is probably going to be the one to win this match. So yeah, this should be a pretty exciting match. This should be a fun first bout here in this episode, and I think we should go ahead and get straight to this fight. Time for this match to begin. Both bots getting in there right off the bat. Whiplash getting underneath Switchback to start this one off. Switchback using that arm to help himself right, and now they're getting underneath Whiplash themselves and getting some shots in with that egg beater. Whiplash needs to self-right, which they can do through that lifter, but Switchback denying that from happening. They're taking the Whiplash into the corner, and now more shots being landed to the underside of Whiplash. Switchback now doing a pretty good job attacking the exposed areas, but Whiplash back underneath them, they land a little lift, but back on the attack is Switchback. Both bots going head on. We got a stalemate right here, but Whiplash winning the pushing game. They clearly have the better drivetrain, but then Switchback got underneath and accidentally flipped themselves there. So, pretty back and forth fight here in the first minute. What we like to see on this show. But now Whiplash getting popped up into the air. I see one of those forks took some damage after that last exchange. So we'll have to see how well that hinders Whiplash. So far, they aren't really slowing down that much. They're still engaging, despite all those shots they took from Switchback. Back on the attack is Switchback. There are a lot of pieces right there. Part of a wheel and an entire fork is off on Whiplash. That's definitely going to cause them problems. And now Switchback back on the attack. They are being taken into the corner by Whiplash, who's getting underneath them once again. Whiplash showing the fact that they are an excellent control bot. They definitely focused on stuff like that, as well as all these configurations in the off-season prior to this season. We are seeing lots of that stuff in full effect, but right now they are losing the weapon game to Switchback, who is now starting to cause all kinds of damage to Whiplash. Back underneath is Switchback, looking to continue to attack the sides, the underside, whatever exposed areas they can. More pieces flying off of Whiplash. Switchback, that egg beater is nasty, that's for sure. Less than a minute to go in this match, and I see Whiplash has lost a full wheel now after that last flurry of shots, which Whiplash is just reeling right now after all that. So much punishment.
Knockout!
That it does it right there. What a debut from Switchback. Definitely, this was their first fight in War Machines, and definitely this was a pretty impressive showing from that robot, especially since they took it to such a big name contender in this series and in BattleBots like Whiplash. Definitely was not my prediction, at least coming into this. So Switchback showed that while Whiplash definitely had the better drivetrain, they had the damage advantage in this one. As soon as they started connecting with that egg beater, they were able to dismantle Whiplash piece by piece with that egg beater, continually knock Whiplash off balance, and just hinder their drive, and just continue to attack any exposed areas they could. This was a very well-driven match by Switchback, and definitely an effective victory, and this robot could be one to watch. Great win by Switchback. Let's move on. So now for fight number 2, we have a horizontal spinner battle. We have Abattoir versus Annie Are You OK? Another battle between a rookie contender versus a third season veteran. So on the left side we got Abattoir, who is a rookie to this series of War Machines with that long horizontal spinner. The size of that horizontal spinner gives them some excellent reach that should hopefully be able to help them in this one, but gotta keep an eye on that stability. Then on the right side we got Annie Are You OK? Who hasn't had the best track record in War Machines so far. They've struggled against quite a few of their opponents in the past 2 seasons, and they look to turn that around for this season. Show that undercutter absolutely is a lethal weapon, and show that it absolutely has what it takes to take it to the big dogs. So, yeah. one of these two robots is definitely going to come out with a lot of damage when we have a battle between two big horizontal spinners in this field. And I'm all for it. So yeah, I think this will be an awesome fight. Always love a good horizontal spinner on horizontal spinner battle. Hopefully we get to see a bunch of weapon on weapon action. We'll see. But I think we should go ahead and get to this match and determine who will be the next robot to claim a spot in next episode's semifinal. Let's get to this match. Time for this fight to begin. Both bots gain weapons up to speed. What's Abattoir doing? Ramming themselves into the rail, and Annie, are you okay? Was also knocked off balance there. So Abattoir's stability really coming into play here in this match. We're seeing some weapon-on-weapon action here. Well, not necessarily weapon-on-weapon action. We're seeing Annie, are you okay? Kind of trying to grind away. Hey, but those forks are definitely doing a pretty good job of slowing down that horizontal spinner and keeping it hindered. Nice pop-up shot that we saw right there from Annie, are you okay? And inverted now is Annie, are you okay? Huge weapon-on-weapon shot right there that knocks Abattoir off balance, and another shot that pops up Abattoir. So yeah, now with these robots with Annie, are you okay inverted, now we're starting to see some weapon-on-weapon action, and there was a huge shot, and I saw a piece come off. Can't tell what that is. Looks like that's a wheel on Abattoir. So Annie, are you okay? Starting to do some damage, dishing out the big shots with their horizontal spinner, and starting to break down Abattoir. Another big weapon-on-weapon shot. Abattoir just flailing around right now. And that piece, that horizontal spinner, I see a big chunk of it has been removed. I think one of those weapon-on-weapon shots broke that blade, and that's going to make it a lot harder for that robot, especially since they have half that spinner and lost like a third of their wheels right now. And now they are on control board damage. Annie, are you okay? Looking to finish the job. What a performance this is from them for the debut this season. And another couple of nice shots to the sides and the underside. What can Abattoir really do here? Another big shot there once again. More bits and pieces coming off of Abattoir. And down they go. Annie, are you okay? Knockout. So yeah, this fight, I was expecting to see at least a little weapon-on-weapon action. Knew it probably wasn't going to happen much in this match, just because Annie, are you okay is an undercutter, while Abattoir is an overcutter. But as soon as we got to see some of that after Annie, are you okay got inverted, that is kind of when they really took over this match. They had a much easier time knocking Abattoir off balance, to where they were able to break that spinner, take off some of those tires, and just do other major bits of damage. This was certainly a huge improvement from what we've seen from Annie, are you okay in past seasons, and definitely show that horizontal spinner has a lot of destructive power. We'll have to see who they draw next, at least, to see if they can continue their killing spree. As for Abattoir, we'll see them in the Redemption Rumble. Hopefully we get to see a little more out of that horizontal spinner. Let's go ahead and move on. So for our next match, we have a battle between two rookie contenders. We have Earth Shovel from King of Bots and Perfect Phoenix from BattleBots. So I gotta say, right off the bat, is that I think this is a pretty good matchup between offense and defense. Because we got Earth Shovel, pretty well armored lifter bot, capable of taking hits from spinners and causing lots of effective lifts that they'll be using to try to control the fight. Then we got Perfect Phoenix with that powerful horizontal bar spinner that they'll be looking to use to cause as much damage as possible to their opponents. So I think this is going to come down to, can Earth Shovel take the hits from Perfect Phoenix's spinner, and can they potentially get a couple flips in on Perfect Phoenix? Perfect Phoenix doesn't do well while inverted, so I think that struggle will probably be Earth Shovel's path to victory. So yeah, I think this should be another awesome fight. We got two rookie bots that we're looking to see for the first time, and we'll hopefully get to see some first impressions from both of these bots. Regardless, this should be an awesome fight to see, and I think we should go ahead and get to this battle and determine who will be claiming spot number 3 into next episode's semifinal. Let's get to this brawl. for this match to begin. Both bots, Perfect Phoenix getting that spinner to speed and charging in there is Earth Shovel head-on action. Perfect Phoenix out-pushing Earth Shovel. I think that wedge might actually be lower than Earth Shovel's front on Perfect Phoenix. That is huge for that robot. Perfect Phoenix getting in some shots of that spinner while Earth Shovel's inverted. Earth Shovel self-rights, not before taking a couple more blows from Perfect Phoenix's spinner. So far, they're taking the shots just fine. Now, Earth Shovel trying to get underneath Perfect Phoenix, looking to line up for another attack. But now they're showing their backside a little bit. Perfect Phoenix landing a couple of shots, and the first flip from Earth Shovel. And Perfect Phoenix lucky to land right side up, and now they are back on the attack here. So Earth Shovel charging back in there again, but that wedge, looks like there are a couple wedgelets on the front of Perfect Phoenix, and those are really helping it. But we got another nice flip from Earth Shovel, another decent lift there. So Earth Shovel having some pretty good moments as well. So we're a little over a minute into this fight. It's been pretty back and forth to start it out. And now Perfect Phoenix getting underneath and starting to land some more shots with that spinner. I saw a piece of that lifter just went flying off one of the edges. So Perfect Phoenix is starting to do a little bit of damage, but Earth Shovel still seems to be pretty unfazed. And now there goes a big chunk of that lifter. So now Earth Shovel now with half of that lifter left after those couple of shots there. And there goes another big chunk of Earth Shovel. Looks like they lost a wheel guard now. So Perfect Phoenix showing that bar spinner is absolutely an effective weapon that people need to take seriously. More chunks getting lined off and getting ripped off of Earth Shovel, but they sure don't seem unfazed. They're definitely driving as if they haven't taken a lot of damage at all this match. Now, a couple more shots from Perfect Phoenix, looking to continue to break down Earth Shovel piece by piece in this match. But Earth Shovel doing a great job of hanging in there in this match. But they need to do something fast, because they are definitely on the losing end right now. And they just lost the rest of that lifter and are smoking now. Earth Shovel is now without a primary weapon for the rest of this match, and they're going to have to rely on their durability to take as many shots from Perfect Phoenix and to hope they can break that weapon, or maybe somehow flip Perfect Phoenix over to where Perfect Phoenix can be easier to control. So, yeah, but so far that just hasn't happened. Earth Shovel got some decent lifts in, but Perfect Phoenix was lucky enough to land a right side up on all of those flip attempts. We have 10 seconds left to go in this match, and it is looking like we're going to have our first judge's decision of the episode. And what a brawl this was between these two rookie contenders. So yeah, right off the bat, we saw a lot of head-on action. Both bots trying to get the advantage over the other. Unusually enough, it was Perfect Phoenix who seemed to have the ground game advantage. But Earth Shovel did find some ways around it and managed to get some pretty decent flips in towards the start of the fight. But then, that didn't last long for them, that's for sure. Because Perfect Phoenix eventually showed that offense can be huge in the sport of robot combat, and they started taking apart that robot piece by piece. Impressive that Earth Shovel was able to take all those shots and managed to make it the full 3 minutes, showing that while that robot might have been broken down quite a bit during this fight, that robot absolutely has the durability to be able to take several punches. But can't deny that Perfect Phoenix probably is going to be the one to take this decision, and after all the damage they took in this match, but you never know. Let's go ahead and hear what the judges have to say. So, the judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Perfect Phoenix. As I said during the replay bits, I think this was going to be a pretty easy call. While Earth Shovel did get some pretty impressive control moments during the match, it was Perfect Phoenix who was controlling the front of this fight, dictating the pace of the fight. It was dealing a huge amount of damage with that bar spinner, showing that once again, offense prevails over defense. Was still a great fight regardless. What an awesome brawl from those two robots. I definitely can't wait to see what Earth Shovel shows us when they fight later tonight in the redemption round. We'll see Perfect Phoenix in the next round, and we'll see who they end up taking on in next episode's semifinal. let's go ahead and get to the next match and start discussing it. Where our next match features Minotaur and Saturn, a veteran robot versus a rookie contender from King of Bots. So we'll start off by talking about Minotaur, where this is their third season in War Machines, bringing a much improved robot with quite a bit more durability, and of course, an even deadlier drum spinner. So yeah, Minotaur will be looking to get that drum spinner up to full speed and just absolutely dismantle and destroy their opponents. Their opponent tonight is Saturn, who has two weapons within it. They have a horizontal spinner and a hammer. So they'll be looking to emphasize on both of those weapons and will hope to use them to disable Minotaur. I suspect we'll see a lot of action from that horizontal spinner because Minotaur has had some past struggles with horizontal spinners. So we could always see stuff like that come into play. So yeah, I expect we're going to see quite a bit of weapon-on-weapon action here between these two robots, and I think whoever wins lots of those exchanges is going to be the one to come out on top in this match. Regardless, this should be an awesome fight, an exciting showing, and I can't wait to see how Saturn does in the arena, but it's time for us to go ahead and get to this fight. Time for this match to begin. Minotaur and Saturn both getting those spinners up to full speed. We see some weapon-on-weapon action, and Minotaur already knocking Saturn off balance. Pieces already flying off. I believe those are all pieces of Saturn's horizontal spinner. Minotaur very clearly winning these weapon-on-weapon exchanges. Saturn is already smoking, and they are upside down. Well, not anymore, and now Minotaur back on the attack. Saturn already down. Wow, that was a fast knockout, that's for sure. Definitely knockouts don't get too much faster than that. But what a debut for this new version of Minotaur. Minotaur definitely showing they are after that title for War Machines this year, and they are now one step closer to getting it. I think this one definitely gives a big warning to the rest of this heat. Shows that Minotaur is here to stay, and they are gunning for that title. While Minotaur has had issues with horizontal spinners in the past, going weapon-on-weapon seemed to have really favored them in this match, because they were able to quickly knock Saturn off balance, absolutely dismantle that horizontal spinner, and all that stuff led them to this victory. Great fight from Minotaur, can't wait to see them in the next round. So yeah, next up we got a highlighted match between two rookie contenders. We have Brutus getting out that vertical spinner versus Deadblow, Grant Imahara's robot, coming in with that hammer. Let's go ahead and start discussing what happened in this match. So coming into this match, both robots being rookie machines had high expectations, and definitely we saw lots of aggressive action from both bots, but it was Deadblow very early on just out-driving Brutus, getting in there with that hammer as often as possible, and being able to use that to control the match and limit the action Brutus could deliver from that vertical spinner. This was just a driving masterclass from Deadblow, and while that hammer was definitely not the most effective weapon, it was that speed, maneuverability, and those forks up front helped Deadblow control the match, and all this stuff led to a pretty easy unanimous judges decision in Deadblow's favor. So Deadblow moved on to the semifinal, and we'll see Brutus later tonight in tonight's Redemption Rumbles. So the last match of the opening round, we have Blip versus the Four Horsemen. Technically two rookies to the field of War Machines. So on the left side we have Blip with that powerful flywheel flipper that they are very well known for in the past couple of seasons of BattleBots. They are bringing that here to this Robot Arena 2 series of War Machines, and will be looking to knock the competition off balance with it. Their opponent will be the Four Horsemen, where while they do have a history of matches in this series, this is their first time being in the main competition. Those two fights that they've had in the past season have all been side events, bonus fights at the end of the season, basically. Some exhibition fights, what might be the better way to state it. So there are high expectations for the Four Horsemen since this is their first time in this season. So the Four Horsemen is able to choose between 3 different robots here that they could use in the arena, and will be looking to use that to overwhelm Blip. So that's going to be their strategy. Well, Blip's strategy is almost certainly just get underneath the 4 horsemen and just launch them. So I'm very curious to see how high these little cluster bots are going to fly if Blip gets underneath these robots. It should be pretty exciting to see regardless. Before we get to this match, though, it should be worth mentioning this is going to be a really important fight for the 4 horsemen to win. Because of the game and only 4 robots being able to go into the arena at once, if the 4 horsemen lose this match and have to go the Redemption Rumble, they will be forced to only use 2 robots in the Redemption Rumble, which could absolutely hinder their chances and reduce the advantages that they have with them being such a big cluster bot like this. But yeah, so there's a lot on the line for the 4 horsemen here in this match. But it should be a great fight, and I think we should go ahead and get to this battle. Time for this match to begin. Blip charging in there quickly. That's one fast robot and launching one of the robots high up into the air. What a flip landed from Blip right there. Now back on the attack and launching Pizza up into the air. And now Pizza right up against the rails. They are stuck on their backside. However, Blip looking to take advantage of that, cut down on the number of mini-bots, and they launch the other horizontal spinner up into the air. Countdown on Pizza. However, Buttercup had the opportunity to help out Pizza, but didn't really help. So another massive flip from Blip. This has got to be one of, if not the most powerful flippers in the entire competition. Like, that is incredible how high the 4 horsemen are flying right now. I know they are lighter robots than the usual heavyweight robots, but wow, this is incredible airtime from these robots. And now Blip charging in, they're closing in on a Buttercup, and another huge flip, ceiling shotting Buttercup, and another large flip there from the horizontal spinner. Incredible stuff that we're seeing from Blip. No hesitation here, doing just what they need to do, taking on these cluster bots one at a time, avoiding them from being overwhelmed. The other horizontal spinner seems to be having some drive problems though, and I don't blame them after taking the kind of flips that they took so far this match. Buttercup charging in there, trying to attack Blip from the backside. Huge flip right there from Blip. Definitely closing in here, trying to go for the KO. A little over a minute left to go, and so far Blip is easily on top. And I think the amount of time that one of the 4 horsemen robots have spent in the air definitely justifies that completely. 4 horsemen might need a knockout in order to take this one, because the points are just stacking up so much in Blip's favor. Huge flip right there. So many flips, flip after flip being landed by Blip. This flywheel flipper is so powerful, and they haven't been, 4 horsemen haven't been able to slow it down. That's for sure. 2 more huge flips, one on each robot there, and little launch right there from Blip on Buttercup, and Blip now needing himself right here. Buttercup trying to help out this other little robot who's having drive problems again, and Blip coming back in on the attack and launching that robot again. Can't blame them for having drive problems there, but what a showing this is from Blip. What a debut from this robot. This robot's definitely going to be a big one to watch as we take this one to the judge's decision. So the other horizontal spinner being counted out right now as Blip gets a last second flip in the air, and the fight is now in the hands of the judges. Wow, what an incredible showing from Blip. And I think those flips absolutely justify that completely. While they might have been up against the 4 horsemen, which are a bunch of smaller robots, those flips just really speak for themselves. Blip is definitely one of the most powerful flippers in this entire competition. Like, just look at that air time from those little robots. That is just so cool to see. This was an incredible debut match from Blip. Just time and time again, they were getting underneath the 4 horsemen and then just tossing them so many feet up into the air. the Four Horsemen definitely collected a lot of air miles from that. I think this is going to be a pretty easy judge's decision, because the Four Horsemen had almost nothing on Blip in this match. But you never know what could happen, so let's go ahead and see what the judges had to say. So, the judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Blip! So yeah, pretty easy judge's decision here, because Blip was just in complete control of the entire match. So they'll be moving on to the next round, where other robots in this group definitely probably got to look at this one, and definitely will be keeping their eye out for Blip, because this is a robot you definitely do not want to have in your path towards the grand final spot. As for the Four Horsemen, we'll see them in the redemption round, where they'll sadly be reduced down to 2 robots in that one, just because of the rules and this game. So, but we'll have to see how they perform in that redemption rumble. Great fight here. Let's go ahead and move on to the first redemption rumble. So our first redemption rumble features Abattoir, Brutus, and Saturn. So we'll start off with Abattoir, who got dismantled by Annie Are You OK in their opening round match. Then we got Brutus, who was outdriven and dominated by Deadblow in that fight. And on the right side we got Saturn, who was dismantled by Minotaur in their opening round match. So these 3 robots are going to fight it out for a spot in next week's semifinal, while the other 2 robots will be sent home. My initial prediction is going to probably go to Brutus here, because Brutus is very well designed for horizontal spinners, and they got 2 horizontal spinners they're up against here. But definitely don't underestimate the other 2 robots. The other 2 robots have pretty deadly horizontal spinners. Saturn also has that hammer at its arsenal, and Brutus has some exposed sides and backside that the others could target. So definitely driving is going to be huge in this match, as it has been in all our other fights, all our other redemption rumbles. So yeah, could absolutely see somebody coming through here and pulling this one through. So yeah, I expect we're going to see a pretty deadly showdown here. At least one of these robots is definitely going to be going down in pieces, I imagine, because that's what happens when we have 3 big spinners entering the arena with each other. So yeah, the semifinal spot is on the line here. We got 3 pretty awesome robots going into the arena, so I think we should go ahead and get to the first redemption rumble of this episode. Let's get to this fight. Time for this rumble to begin. All 3 bots, well, maybe not Abattoir, getting their spinners up to full speed. Now Abattoir is spinning up, and we see some exchanges between Brutus and Saturn to start this one off. And now Brutus going for Abattoir, who takes itself into the rails right there. Definitely not what you want to do with such a unstable horizontal spinner. Now Brutus has Saturn off balance, landing some big shots there as he pieces of that full body spinner are coming off. And now Brutus going after Abattoir and disables Abattoir. And now they're going after Saturn once again here with that vertical spinner. Disables Saturn too. Well, that is the fastest knockout we've seen in any of these redemption rumbles so far. Brutus just knocked out Abattoir and Saturn in 36 seconds. So definitely didn't help that Abattoir started the fight ramming itself into a wall again. And Brutus, that wedge just really helped them out in this fight. There is a reason why this robot is well built to take on horizontal spinners. They were able to continually knock Abattoir and Saturn off balance with it, and then just grind away at it with that vertical spinner, and just keep them off balance until they have their opponents disabled, to where that helped them win the match. So, as soon as they knocked off Abattoir, Saturn was next, and was quickly suffered the same fate. Great win by Brutus, well-deserved spot, and now we have our last redemption rumble of the episode, which features Earth Shovel, the Four Horsemen, and a robot I would not have expected to see here, with the fact that they're such a big name, Whiplash. So on the left side we got Earth Shovel, where that armor did not save them in that match of Perfect Phoenix, resulting in them being dismantled. And then we got the Four Horsemen, who suffered a lot of airtime in that match with Blip. And then we got Whiplash, who was shredded apart by Switchback in their opening round match. So we got three very different robots here. We got Earth Shovel, who's a full control bot, with a Four Horseman cluster bot. Then we got Whiplash, who's kind of a little bit of both. More so of a control bot, but also has that spinner in action. However, though, we're actually not going to see the spinner from Whiplash, because rumor going around in the pit, Whiplash is actually going with their anti-horizontal configuration. Looks like they're concerned about taking damage from the horizontal spinners of the Four Horsemen, so they are coming in with their anti-horizontal configuration. They'll be going lifter only for this fight. So it'll be interesting to see how well that works out when they clash it out with the Four Horsemen, as well as take on Earth Shovel. Then the Four Horsemen, as talked about before their match with Blip, they are reduced down to 2 robots for this one. So from what I'm hearing, they're going with Buttercup, their little wedge bot, as well as Pizza, the horizontal saw bot, the one that's pretty well known for doing more damage than of their horizontal spinners. So yeah, there's a lot on the line here, but this should be an incredible fight, because we got 3 control bots, with that being Earth Shovel, Whiplash, and Buttercup. Then we got Pizza, who's going to be coming in there trying to damage each of their opponents. This should be a pretty exciting fight, a great way to end the match for sure. I think we should go ahead and get to this fight. Time for this match to begin. Whiplash charging in there, going after Earth Shovel to start it off. And now Pizza and Buttercup trying to get in on the fun. Now Whiplash charging in there with that plow right in the front. They went with that wedge specifically for the horizontal spinners on the Four Horsemen, trying to avoid taking as much damage as possible. They seem to think that even with that configuration, they can still out-control Earth Shovel. So we'll see if that was the right choice by them. However, though, they are using that lifter pretty well so far. They were able to launch the Four Horsemen up into the air and also get underneath Earth Shovel. So great start to this fight by the veteran robots. So now Earth Shovel and Buttercup trying to tango it out here. Earth Shovel needs to self-right though, because they've been inverted for a little while, and they are definitely less effective when upside down. And that robot just doesn't seem to be able to self-right very well. Now it's right side up, and now Whiplash continuing to go after Pizza. It looks like they're going to try to disable that horizontal spinner if possible, because that robot is probably the biggest threat to them in the arena. Nice launch by Whiplash, and now Earth Shovel getting underneath, landing a couple of nice blips on Whiplash. That'll serve some good points for them. And now Buttercup underneath Earth Shovel here. Lots of action so far in this fight as we are approaching the halfway point. I gotta say that Whiplash is probably the one on top, but the other 2 bots have all had some good moments of their own. So now we got some head-on action between Whiplash and Earth Shovel. Whiplash backs off and knocks Pizza off balance, and now taking Buttercup into the rails is Whiplash, and now taking Pizza into the rails. Buttercup, however, is stuck on their backside right now. They definitely need help from their partners coming over and tries to knock them off balance, but I see 2 wheels. We got the Four Horsemen friendly fire, because Pizza came in to assist Buttercup out, but accidentally sliced off both wheels. What a moment right there. Pizza tries to help out Buttercup, but kills his partner instead. However, I am seeing more pieces flying off right now. It looks like some of them are parts of Whiplash, and part of them is also the half of Earth Shovel's lifter. So Pizza definitely getting some damaging shots in there, proving that is why they went with Pizza as for the horizontal spinner they wanted to use in this match. Because now I see part of a Whiplash wheel and part of the Whiplash lifter on the ground. But now Pizza is stuck on their backside again. Earth Shovel and Whiplash continuing to tango it out. It's Whiplash just continuing to outdrive and outcontrol Earth Shovel. 15 seconds left to go in this match. What a performance here from these 3 robots. And now Whiplash helps out Pizza, gets it back into this fight, and what a brawl we saw for this fight. What an amazing rumble to cap off the night. But this fight is now in the hands of the judges. Wow, we saw a major brawl between all 3 of these robots. All of these robots definitely were in want of that final spot here. I think it was pretty clear that Whiplash made a pretty good choice going with that anti-horizontal spinner configuration. While they definitely sacrificed their potential method of doing damage in this one, they showed that the control game was going to be very important in this one and wanted to load up the armor specifically for the horizontal spinner on Pizza. And certainly I think it paid off pretty well for the most part. So yeah, right after Buttercup was disabled, it was pretty much just between all three of these robots, and it seemed to be Whiplash dictating the pace of the fight and winning that control battle between the two bots. And Whiplash is probably going to be my pick to win this judge's decision if I was a judge, but you never know, because I might have missed something. And then check out this classic moment, some friendly fire from the Four Horsemen. It was Pizza who disabled Buttercup, but anyway, the judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Whiplash! Oh yeah, there you have it. I agree with the judge's decision here, because I think Whiplash was in control of a majority of the match with that lifter, and yeah, while the Four Horsemen definitely won damage here, with Pizza being the only one with an actual damaging weapon, I think Whiplash with that lifter definitely dictated the pace of the fight and won the control battle, probably won the aggression as well, and all that led to them winning this fight. We'll see Whiplash in the next round. We sadly have to say goodbye to the other four robots who lost during this Rumble in the last one, the Four Horsemen, Abattoir, Saturn, and Earth Shovel. Sadly that we have to see them go, but certainly we got to see several entertaining performances from them. But anyway, let's go ahead and review. So yeah, that's going to do it for the fights portion of this episode. We had 12 robots come into the arena for the first time this season, and 8 robots have come out with semi-final spots. So yeah, well deserved by those robots. We got to see quite a few big names and quite a few fierce fights. But as usual when we do these heats, let's go ahead and reveal the bracket and see what next episode's first round matchups are going to be. Let's check out the bracket. And here is the bracket. So no surprise that Minotaur and Blip are the high seeds, because both of those robots look great in their opening round matchups. But they got tough cookies in line for their first round match, because we got Minotaur and Whiplash, who are going to fight it out, which is a rematch from the 2019 season of BattleBots. That should be a fun fight to see. And then Blip is going to take on Brutus, who got a 36-second knockout in the Redemption Rumble, showing that Brutus is absolutely not a robot to underestimate. Then the other two matchups. On the left side, we have Switchback and Deadblow, 2 more robots who both look very good in their opening round matchups. That should be another really fun fight to see. And then on the right side, we have Perfect Phoenix and Annie Are You Okay, a battle of horizontal spinners. We've seen Annie Are You Okay take out one horizontal spinner. We'll see, can they take out Perfect Phoenix as well? Perfect Phoenix is probably going to be a tougher horizontal spinner though, so that should be another fun fight to see, and I'm so excited. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that subscribe button as usual. Next episode will be coming out hopefully soon, and yeah, and as you can see, there are lots of fun fights on the line. Definitely winning this grand final spot is not going to be easy, especially after how good lots of these robots looked in their last match. So I think a lot of excitement is on the way. So once again, thanks for tuning in, and I will hopefully see you all next time. Bye, y'all.